lighting in here is atrocious, so you have to forgive that. We're in the bathroom. I was gonna do a little get ready with me. I think I'm gonna cut my hair. It's very long, okay? I've been growing my hair out for a long time. I haven't actually like cut my hair. I've done little trims, I've done maintenance trims, but I haven't actually cut my hair since I was like 16 or 17. Here's what I'm thinking. My hair's really long right now. There are some problems that come with that. I don't have super thick hair, so the hair down here is like, there's not much of it. It's super thin. Additionally, I have a baby who likes to grab things, and one of those things he likes to grab is my hair, and as much as I try and redirect him, he does still get a hold of it sometimes and rip it out, and so like I'm getting split ends. The ends are more sparse than I would like them to be. And then like I would like to wear my hair down, but it's at the point where it's just like constantly in the way, so I have to constantly wear my hair up. But I like wearing my hair down, and it takes more time to put my hair up every single morning. So I think I'm gonna cut it. I think I'm just gonna cut it. Also, part of this might be a little bit of FOMO, but it's hair. It'll grow back, honestly. We'll clean it up in a second. That's just to get the length off. Yeah, I think that's a good start. I'm gonna get my hair like actually wet because I'm gonna end up cutting like another inch or so off in trying to get it even. This is the shortest I have had my hair in a very, very long time. Yes, I'm right here. But I like it. It already feels thicker. It feels fuller. After it dries out a little bit more, I'm going to decide if this is maybe too long. Is this an awkward length or is this good? I feel like this is good. She's cute! I like it. I like it. That was a little shrill, so my apologies. But chopped my hair off. Yay. Alright, we are taking the dog on a walk right now. Babe is on my back. My husband has not seen my haircut yet today. Well, I didn't actually tell him I was cutting it. I kind of bounced the idea off of him last night. And then this morning I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. So, taking the dog out for my husband before he gets home so that he doesn't have to do it. Normally this is my husband's job, but he's working kind of late tonight, and tomorrow is Father's Day. My dog's trying to eat a rock right now. I'm not really sure why. Tomorrow is Father's Day. Our original plan was that we were going to celebrate my husband today and go antiquing, go on a little road trip for it. But unfortunately, that ended up not working out. He had to work late today. So what we're going to do instead is go tomorrow after church. But my husband did request for Father's Day that I make biscuits and gravy and eggs in the morning. Well, we were going to do it for dinner, actually. But since we're going to be out all day tomorrow, I'm going to make them in the morning. I already made biscuit dough and left that in the fridge so I can just pop that in the oven. Once I wake up in the morning, I'll just make breakfast, we'll go to church, and then straight from church we can go thrifting. I filled up the car with gas today, and we should be all set to go tomorrow. The only thing I don't have at the moment is a Father's Day card, but we will see if I can get that done before my husband comes home after I'm done walking the dog, because walking the dog does take a while. So I am excited for tomorrow. Road tripping is going to be fun. Antiquing is something that my husband and I really enjoy doing together, and we will actually get to spend all day with him tomorrow, which is nice. Other than that, quick update on the books that I'm reading right now. I just finished Flawless by Elsie Silver, and I actually really enjoyed it. Objectively, it's not really even that great of a book. It's not like, oh, this is a super well-written book or anything like that, but I did really enjoy it, actually. The only thing that I didn't appreciate was that both of the main characters were very, insecure and a lot of self-deprecating thoughts, and like, I can't believe someone like her would love me. I can't believe someone like him would love me. And that got annoying kind of quick. But I finished that today, and I did start reading Heartless immediately after, and I'm already 80 pages in. I fear I'm really enjoying this series so far. I don't know. Might just read the whole series. Other than that, I do want to pick up one of two books. I either want to read The God of the Woods by Liz Moore, or I want to read I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. We will see. First, I'm going to read Heartless. A little bit. This might be worse, but here we go. I just went to my local library. I guess I've kind of been in a romance mood lately. Unfortunately, my local library, the one that's in the town closest to us, does not have like any Elsie Silver books. So I'm just going to continue to keep reading Chestnut Springs on Kindle. However, I've been kind of going back and forth about what physical book that I want to start. I do have The God of the Woods at home, which sounds intriguing, but maybe is more of a midsummer thing. And then I do have another book that I've really been wanting to read lately by Stephen Graham Jones, and it's called I Was a Teenage Slasher. My favorite horror of 2025 was a Stephen Graham Jones book, and it was The Buffalo Hunter. If you like horror and thriller, I would definitely recommend that you read The Buffalo Hunter because it is so good. I'm reading Heartless right now. I'm already like halfway through, I think. Yeah, I'm like 240 pages into it, and there's like 270 pages total, I think. But so I'm actually going through that series really quickly. So I decided to get a couple of books from the library. I was just browsing. I was looking for kind of a mystery or a thriller to pick up, but ended not getting either of those genres. I do think I Was a Teenage Slasher is a book that I'm going to read for maybe Summerween. And then The God of the Woods I will probably read soon, but it's just not something I'm super in the mood for right now. Additionally, one of the books I've been wanting to read for a long time is Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. I read her horror trilogy, What Moves the Dead, What Stalks the Deep, and What Feasts at Night. Those are not in the correct order. Anyway, I've been really wanting to read Paladin's Grace and that series by her, but specifically the first book, Paladin's Grace, and my library doesn't have it and probably won't be getting it in, but I've also heard really good things about Sword Heart, so I picked this one up. This one is a heftier book. It's 438 pages, and so I don't think that this is too crazy of a huge book to read. The Elsie Silver books that I've been reading have been between 400 and 500 pages. However, those don't feel like 400 to 450 page books. So we'll see how this one goes. I do kind of want to read this one, but I might not read it this time. I've got a couple of weeks to decide if I want to read this one or not, but I picked it up just in case. Another book that was in the new arrivals is actually a book that I've been wanting to read for a while since it came out, and I just haven't had the chance to. I don't know anybody that owns the book that I can borrow, and none of the libraries that I've been to have had the book, but my library just got it in, and that is Just Friends by Pham. So this one's a short romance, and I'm really excited to read it, actually. How many pages is it? This book is 313 pages long, so it's not too incredibly long, but I'm really excited to read this one. I know it's her first, but I've heard it's really good for a debut novel, a debut romance novel, so I think it'll be fun. So that probably is going to be the next book that I pick up. But this whole entire vlog may end up just being me reading romance, and that's a genre that I haven't really been into for a very long time, so I'm excited. But for now, we are going to head on back home. We've had a calm day at home today because yesterday we were out doing a bunch of things. It's also a leftover night for dinner, so I don't even have to cook dinner tonight. We're gonna have leftover hamburgers, and it's gonna be fantastic. I think I'm actually gonna try and finish Heartless today. I do have
a little less than 250 pages left, but it's an Elsie Silver book. I feel like it'll go really fast. But that is my update for now.
Is finally down for his first nap of the day. I can come on here and get a little bit of an update. We had a bit of a morning because he woke up at 7 this morning and I thought, oh, we're gonna get up for the day. No, he was incredibly tired and just like didn't want to nap, didn't want to go back to bed. So I've spent my entire morning essentially just trying to get him back to bed. What is important is that I finished Heartless. I actually liked it a lot better than the first book. I liked Heartless a lot better than Flawless. That might be a little bit controversial because I know, spoiler alert, there's like an unexpected pregnancy trope. Normally that's not my favorite trope in the world, but in this circumstance I didn't mind it actually. It comes down to the main characters were just more likable to me. In Flawless, Rhett is like the youngest and there's a lot of, why would a girl like her love a man like me? There's not really a good reason for him to be like thinking that all the time other than just being too insecure. And so I think Summer and Rhett and their relationship and how it ends up in Flawless is just so codependent, and it was a little bit annoying for them to both be like, how could someone like them love me? There was a lot of that, and especially from Rhett, and that I didn't really understand because Rhett is like famous and everybody loves him and he has a loving family, and like, yeah, sure, there's a little bit of mommy issues there because his mom is dead. That is not a spoiler. Heartless I enjoyed a lot more because I think Cade is more of a normal person. Like, yes, he's very, very grumpy and he does have mommy issues, but he also actually has like trauma. So I just think the main characters in this one were a lot more likable, and like, yes, Cade has a bad attitude most of the time, but like, he gets over it. My babe just woke up, so I'm gonna hurry up and finish this real quick before he starts crying. I got these 2 books at the library I briefly mentioned. I'm not entirely sold on whether I'm going to read Sword Heart right now, but I think the next book that I'm gonna pick up is Just Friends by Pham. I've not had a chance to read this. I do think it's really adorable. I just realized looking at this today that this is Haley and this is Ryan. At least that's what it looks like. That's adorable. Anyway. But so I think I'm going to pick up Just Friends today and read it. I'm also going to end up having like a movie day afternoon or something. My sister-in-law is going to come over at some point today and we're going to watch a movie or something and bullet journal or just hang out and rot on the couch because I ended up getting this week off from nannying, so I don't actually have anywhere to be today, which is actually kind of nice. But that is all of my update for now. Alright, I have to get a little update in before I make dinner really quick. We'll see how well this goes because my husband's mowing, so I'm gonna have to pause when he goes around this side of the house. But I got 2 new pairs of glasses. This first one my husband helped me pick out. These were his choice. These are more of an everyday look for me. They're bolder than I would normally go for glasses because they're black and that's a lot of contrast on my face. But I do think that they're really cute and they're just a solid piece of plastic, really. So they're not going to get loose or wiggly, and there's no little eye pieces that are going to break off easy. And then because these are a bit more of like a bold pair of glasses because they're dark frames, I did want a pair of glasses that was just a little bit more elegant. So this next pair of glasses that I got is a wire frame. They're like bronze, and then the ends are, they're like bronze, and then the ends are tortoiseshell. But these I also think are super cute. This is a little bit more my speed. I picked these out. These are my new glasses. These are my nice glasses. And these are my new everyday glasses, and let me just say, it is so nice to be able to like look through a pair of glasses without like a almost clear white film covering everything and having to look through a bunch of scratches. But I'm so happy about them. They're adorable. Really going for a whole new look here because I just chopped off my hair this week and I'm getting new glasses and we're having a great time. But I'm gonna make dinner. We're having tacos tonight. It's Tuesday. I make some form of tacos every Tuesday. I did start reading Just Friends, but I haven't read that much of it, but I'm enjoying it so far. Not really hooked in just yet, but I'm on chapter like 5. I'm not even 50 pages in. So I will update you when I get further into the book.
Right, I am about halfway through Just Friends. I'm enjoying it so far, but I'm not feeling super connected to the characters. Like, I like them and I understand why they are the way they are somewhat, but I feel like we're not really getting a lot of information on how they're thinking and how they're feeling. It's all very matter of fact, and it's making it hard to really connect with the characters on an emotional level. And then additionally, I am on page 181, so I'm a little over halfway through, and I have not unlocked like the actual juicy details of their backstory yet. So hoping that happens soon because I have less than 150 pages left to go. I don't know, we will see. I'm going to keep reading and see how far I can get into the book before I have to leave.
Alright, I finished Just Friends. I finished it yesterday. I couldn't find time to film my thoughts about it yesterday though. This book, it was cute, but I don't know that I would necessarily classify this book as a romance book. I feel like the focus of the story is not the romance between Declan and Blair, the main characters. I feel like it's more a story about grief, and like, that's fine. It's a cute story, it's a good story, but as far as the romance goes, I just felt like I was craving tension that wasn't there. I was craving like longing and yearning and like, I don't know, I feel like in a good romance book you can feel the tension of like wanting to confess your feelings for the other person. Like you can feel that between the two main characters, and I couldn't feel it with this one. They were both so mild-mannered and had such like mild personalities that it was really, really hard to like connect with the characters. And then again, like the book focused mainly on grief and not on the romance in my opinion, but it was still a cute book. Anyway, I rated it 3 stars. I am hoping that in Haley's next book she will give us a little bit more tension, a little bit more romance, but this one read almost more like a lit fic with a side plot of romance than an actual romance book. As far as other books go, I did start Powerless by Elsie Silver. This is just going to be an Elsie Silver video. This is my 3rd Elsie Silver book in this video. Anyway, I fear I'm becoming an Elsie Silver fan. It's not that I fear it. It's just the first book I ever read by Elsie Silver was Wild Love, and that one was, in my opinion, just like a bad book, and I didn't like the characters, and there was like no plot. But in these books, in the Chestnut Springs series, there is a plot, and I am enjoying it very much. I don't know how in-depth I've gone. I haven't watched the other clips from this video because I'm still editing my last video. Flawless was good and I enjoyed reading it, but the characters were a little bit unlikable. They were a little bit too insecure for my taste, with not really enough of a good reason as to why. And then I read Heartless, which I enjoyed so much. So much. Might have a little bit to do with the fact that Cade's like general demeanor and the way he's described in the book does remind me of my husband a little bit, and I do like my husband a lot, so obviously I'm gonna like a book if the male main character has similarities to my husband, because that's my husband. And to top it all off, the female main character is a redhead too. It's just a book about me and my husband in another life. If we were Elsie Silver characters, so I think that would be us. And then I started Powerless. It kind of took me a little bit to get into it. Like, I was reading, and Elsie Silver, like, her writing style is very addicting, and it's very easy to read it very quickly, okay? I read to, like, almost page 150 last night, and that was, like, between me doing things, putting my baby to bed, spending time with my husband. Like, that was between all of that. Like, I feel like I can read an Elsie Silver book so quickly. Anyway, but I was reading Powerless. I wasn't really vibing with Powerless all that much until I got to a specific quote. Hold on, let me find it for you. I think around page 80 is where it's at. I got to the quote where the FMC says, "I bet you tell that to all the girls." And the MMC says, "Nah, you're my only girl." Stop. From that point on, I have been hooked. My baby's in bed. I am going to try and see how much reading I can get done before we have to go.
So I actually had last week off. I didn't have to nanny last week, which is when I've been doing the majority of filming for this here vlog. Anyway, was gonna give you an update, and I thought I better do it before I have to leave, and I have a few minutes here this morning before I have to actually go. Last night I finished Powerless, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the tension and the build-up between the two characters, and I feel like it was a good friends to lovers almost. It's not a second chance romance because they didn't date in the past, but it almost gives second chance romance feelings because of their past and everything that happens. I really enjoyed it. However, it could have been about 75 to 100 pages shorter and didn't have to be a 450 page book if we just skipped the third act breakup. The whole third act breakup thing, when it's already like not quite a second chance romance, but it's like it's friends to lovers, and the third act breakup was kind of silly anyway because it's a little bit of a spoiler, but it's like, oh no, my parents don't approve. Babes, you're both like in your 30s. Your parents. So the third act breakup, normally with a third act breakup, I expect it's always there in a romance book, and there are a few third act breakups where I'm like, okay, yeah, that's reasonable, but most third act breakups I feel like, okay, I expected that with the story. This one, it was just so silly. Nevertheless, I did enjoy the rest of the book. And then last night I started reading Reckless, because at the end of every Elsie Silver book there's like an excerpt for the next one, and I read the first 2 chapters of Reckless, and I was like, okay, yeah, I have to pick up this book immediately. And I thought, oh, I'll just read a little bit today and just record tomorrow and be like, hey, I'm gonna start this book. Yeah, I'm already like 150 pages into the book. So it is the last day in June, so maybe I can squeeze one more Elsie Silver book in before the month is over, and I feel like I probably could. Anyway, I gotta get on the road now, but that is my update for now.
Hi, future Mariah here. I thought I had finished filming, so I sat down to edit my video today, and I did not update you in the slightest, so I'm gonna kind of give you the rundown of what happened, because I obviously can't go back in time and film the last like 3 or 4 days of this vlog, but I can give you a summary now. I am feeding my son breakfast at the moment, so we can just chat while I do that. So at the last point that I updated you, I was like 100 pages into Reckless, 150, something like that. I finished that book in like 2 days. Every single Elsie Silver book I read, I keep reading exponentially faster than the last. I did finish that one. I did enjoy that one a lot better than I enjoyed book 3, which is Powerless. I just think I felt more of the connection between the characters in Reckless, and I enjoyed the storyline a lot more. I felt like the storyline for Powerless seemed a little bit silly, considering that both of these people are pretty much 30. Right? So there were aspects of that book that I was just like, this doesn't make sense. It just didn't make sense for these being 30-year-old people. If they were like 18 and 19 or something like that, then I would have understood. But 28 and 34, I just didn't understand some of the plot points. Because one of the plot points was like, but my dad doesn't approve. Get over yourself. You're almost 30. Do you need your parents' approval for everything at 30 years old? But I did finish that one. Again, it took me like 2 days to read it. And then I did read Hopeless, I think it is the last one. That one was also a teensy bit strange because I felt like a big part of that book was miscommunication and like not wanting to admit feelings. And on one hand, I can understand some of it, and on the other hand, just date. But so I definitely think that Hopeless, which again is Beau's book, is my least favorite out of all of them. I shall rank them for you in order. In the 5th spot, we have Hopeless. In the 4th spot, we have Powerless. Number 3 spot, Flawless. Are you gonna share your thoughts too? You didn't even read the books. This is like a group project where I do all the work. Mama's not gonna be able to use any of this video if you keep yelling. Number 2 is Reckless. I really enjoyed that one. And obviously the best book in the whole entire series, you cannot convince me otherwise, is Heartless. And then to finish off this video, I am going to add another one that I wasn't originally going to add in the video. I was on such an Elsie Silver high that I needed to keep it up, so I did end up reading Fever Dream, which is her newest book. It was so good. It was so good. I absolutely loved it, and I loved the premise of the book. The tension in that book is amazing. Okay? It is amazing. The build-up and everything, I loved it. And I think I rated it 3.75 stars. My TED Talk is over. I am ending this video. But that was the gist of everything else that I read. And it was fantastic. I had the greatest time. My next video, I'm thinking about doing a summer ween video. Anyway, that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did. And if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, or subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Bye.